I've been meaning to make a video about the obvious, stuff that we have on screen here. Um, wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to go about it, so I figured I would just go for it. Now, funny enough, I realized I don't actually need headphones on in order to talk because you know what? I'm not actually listening to anything in those headphones, so no headphones. Cool. Gives us much more freedom to move around and stuff. But I just wanted to really quickly make a short video just talking about the incident, obviously, that we have on screen. I'm going to play it muted. That way YouTube doesn't come after me. If they do come after me, this clip's... I don't own it. No one owns it. These news people probably stole it from... You know what I mean. Anyway, but yeah, so it was a pretty eventful moment. Nobody's disagreeing here that Will Smith was in the wrong, obviously. I think that's pretty darn clear. I'll just kind of let it roll out here in muted form. I don't know, because I'm meaning to talk about it and like how I was surprised that there was such a lack of response from I'm just surprised by the lack of response from the Oscars themselves, that they didn't immediately decide to intervene, because ultimately, because you can see it on Jada's face, right, that she's upset, and probably when it cuts away to Chris here, it's pretty obvious that she probably told him something, and we don't get to see it, but obviously, there's the famous slap. Everyone's seen it. I'm not here to try and claim I'm doing something new, but it's just interesting that like at this moment right here, nobody's coming to do anything, at least not as far as we can see. They claim that like there's stuff on camera and stuff, or not, there's stuff off camera, I should say, of people like coming up to talk to him to like pull him off, but I haven't seen any footage of that. I don't have any proof of that. I have no way to know, as far as I know, that happened. I would hope it would. I'd like to trust that people did, but I'm surprised that they wouldn't interrupt, right? They wouldn't do anything at all, right? Because it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you interrupt something so important, right? Where like you just watch an assault happen and you don't do anything. I don't know. It just seems weird. And I guess my own unique spin on this, the reason why I'm bothering to make this, because obviously it's trendy, obviously, it's going to be clickbaity and silly to try and do it at this point, to make a video about it. But I don't know. I think this opens up a larger issue about how the media has decided to kind of be kind of relaxed, and mainstream stuff doesn't really seem to, I don't know, they just don't seem to care anymore. And I wonder if that lack of caring is more of a reflection on how we as an audience have decided to consume the media that they're putting out versus, because like, everyone was like laughing, everyone was laughing, when it first happened until Will Smith started screaming, right? Like, it seems really hard to get any action out of people. I feel like we're becoming lazier with realizing when things are just going a bit off, because it's weird, right? That like that like nobody intervened sooner. You know what I mean? This should have been like a really big moment. If this happened like, I don't want to sound like an old person, but this happened in like 20 years ago. Something seriously probably would have happened much sooner. You know what I mean? It's just weird, right? It's just weird. Like, I don't know. I guess I just had higher expectations out of a bigger corporation than like to like understand, common principles of how we should be treating each other, much so compared to, you know, much so compared to how like smaller companies do it. I don't know. I guess I'm just really baffled by the lack of response and how the audience as a whole didn't seem to care. Everyone in the background was smiling and laughing. Everyone thought it was a joke still. Hell, I remember I watched some news clips, some people saying, oh, they thought it was staged. Oh, wasn't it? Like, I don't know what to tell you. It seems really silly that, this was even allowed to happen, and that like right here, right, that there's nothing happened. No one jumped up on the stage. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of fed up with the whole thing of like, oh, we gotta like respect the moment and like let it play out. Let's see what happens, right? It's that concept, right, that I learned about, where like if you see someone getting beat up on the street, right, you're more likely to just watch it happen rather than intervene and try and stop it from happening, because of kind of that crowd herd mentality of like, oh, I don't want to be different from anyone else. Like when Will Smith did that, probably nobody wanted to jump up. Nobody felt like it was the right place to do it, just because of, how I don't know how it is. I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed by the fact that the herd mentality still remains, and that the lack of response to what happened is something that is probably more common day than we realize. I guess I'm just more surprised that the corporation itself wouldn't step in to do anything. And I know someone's going to be in the comments like, oh, how could you be surprised? Obviously, they don't care about us. The big corporations all hate us. But I don't know. You'd think they'd want to protect their assets, right? You'd think they'd want to make sure that the people who they spend all this money and time advertising, paying for, making them famous, you'd think they want to keep them safe, or at least keep their image as good as possible. Because, every single actor out there has a PR guy, right? Everyone has someone who's supposed to manage that. And, Will Smith's career is ruined forever now because, because his wife was just really upset with him. I don't know, because you can tell, where is it? You can kind of tell in his eyes, as he's kind of tearing up, because I feel like he didn't really want to do this, right? I feel like he felt an extreme amount of pressure to go out of his way to make a scene and go after something that doesn't matter. He's not stupid, right? He knows what comedy is. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? He's in Men in Black. Shoot. I don't think he's unaware of how comedy works. So I don't think that he even wanted to make an outburst at all. It's probably more of just him feeling insecure about, I don't know, everything. I don't know. I'm just really surprised by his response. I mean, it's natural to want to, if he had just shouted right and not hit him, you know what I mean? Then we could kind of maybe more forgive it. But the fact that he went straight to being aggressive first without yelling first, you know what I mean? It would have made more sense just in the natural progression of anger for him to yell first and then go attack him if Chris Rock didn't stop or something. That's a more natural human response, but we didn't see that. We went straight to just beating him up. I don't know what she said because the camera cuts away, but it's she might have whispered hey, don't let him talk shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Their marriage is always, has been rough for a while. I know. I did my research. I know. It's tough, when your wife admits to cheating on you on the air, on TV. But I don't know. I feel like he's always trying to, I think this was kind of just a tipping point for him where he felt like people have made a mockery of him for so long. And now this is kind of, now people are going to be making fun of him forever. Like I said, he killed his career. It's very sad and disappointing because I really like Will Smith. I actually think he's a great actor. I don't, you know what I mean? He still won, the Oscar for Best Actor. No one's doubting his skill at his job and his career. It's just unfortunate that he decided to prioritize doing something kind of petty and insignificant to ultimately ruin his acting career. I just find it very disappointing. And I don't know. I do genuinely, funny enough, I actually genuinely hope Will Smith is able to come back from this in 5 years, 10 years, however long it takes. I hope he's able to redeem himself somehow, come back, because I want to see more from him. Obviously, no one's going to work with him now. He's probably going to have to retire. Is he rich enough to retire? Yeah, probably. He's probably rich enough to retire, and I'm not going to feel bad about him retiring if he does. So, I don't know. We'll see. We already had, some other actors retire, but I don't know. I guess I just thought more would happen, or at least there'd be more of a response from the studio, which would be more preventative measures. You can see he was even having fun, It's obvious he didn't want to do this. I think that's why he probably reacted the way he did to going straight to a physical assault, just because he felt pressured and probably was acting on instinct. Obviously, he was acting on instinct. And you can see even as he, hold on, let me pause it as he comes back. It's actually kind of important to know. No. This clip's so small. He's trying to act very confident, holding his head high. Shoot, where's the frame? Hold on. Shoot, there's a frame in between 40. You can see kind of the hopelessness on his face. Shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to grab it. I'm so sorry. But you can see on his face kind of that he didn't want to do it, even after. He immediately regretted his choice. I don't think anyone disagrees with the fact that he regretted his choice. I don't know. It's disappointing because you can see it in his eyes. He didn't want to do it. And it's really disappointing to see him, someone like him be coerced or feel obligated in some way to do this. I don't know. It's a little disappointing, and I don't know. I haven't heard everything. you know, Chris Rock, you know, I'm not fortunate enough for Chris Rock to be giving a statement about it, but hey, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You can only do so much. You can't force people to act a certain way. He made his own choice, and now he's gonna, you know, lie in the metaphorical grave of his choices, I guess. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching. As always, I'm Elwirfy, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys next time with hopefully a bit of a lighter topic.